wear today?
I think he likes it.
Oh my gosh, Josh, it was so funny. I go and George is sitting at our little kitchen nook and he's having his tea and I'm about to have my coffee and he goes, Di, who does this look like? And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's Josh. Josh.
Doesn't everybody agree though?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
absolutely. It was for sure looked like me.
We all have a duplicate somewhere in this world, right, guys?
Doppelganger.
Yeah.
Yep, a doppelganger for sure.
Wow.
So good. Really good.
Is there anything that you guys want to do tonight? Any poses?
Okay, not the you know what.
So dragon, frog,
I
all
don't
the
mind frog, but ugh.
Hey, I like looking at the calendar, Josh. What's up?
Calendar.
Yeah, we see your calendar. Something about pay on the 26th.
Oh,
We gotta pay.
I was yeah. I shared the wrong screen instead of work. Oh, but on
It's
the
a good
roof
thing
for
you
2
didn't
days.
have anything else on your calendar, my friend.
I know.
Yeah, that's the one thing about screen sharing is you inadvertently share way too much information sometimes. The other thing too that is just deathfully scary is if you're sharing your entire screen and someone sends you a message and it pops up on your screen.
Yes.
In some cases, those are uncensored.
Yeah.
That's actually happened to some of my colleagues at work.
Yeah. So you gotta, when you're sharing, you gotta be careful to make sure that you share either just the window that you want to share, or if you're gonna share your entire screen, like if you're gonna be flipping back and forth between apps, you put yourself on do not disturb.
Oh, that's I did on your email, you mean?
No, like on your notifications, like put yourself
Right.
to do not disturb, and that way no notifications
Okay,
for the
that's good.
most part come through. But otherwise, yeah, it's always the safest thing is to share the window that you want to share, like the program, as opposed to the actual your entire screen.
Mm.
Okay, you can turn your calendar off now, Josh.
So I'm seriously sharing the wrong screen then, eh?
Oh yeah, seriously.
There we go. That's better.
There you
All
go.
right, ready to rock and roll.
Wow. I thought you were, because I shared it briefly. I didn't realize that I'd shared it all this time. I thought I was sharing Mark's all this time, and you were commenting on like 10 seconds of my calendar.
Nope.
Well, there you go. So the other thing to avoid is don't share the wrong screen.
Hello, Kitty.
Mark, is that a blackboard behind you?
Pardon?
Is that a blackboard behind you?
Yes.
Yeah, it's where he writes his inspirational sayings for his
Well, I was
classes.
just gonna say, where's the inspiration today?
I know there's none. Next week.
So I'm only going to be here for about half an hour, then I'll exit the meeting.
Okay.
But we do we do need to come to a consensus on the 9th. I presume everyone is going to make the 9th.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so on the 9th, we'll have to come to a consensus about what we're going to do for the
The date, yeah.
exchange. But as long as everyone's here for the 9th, I'm sure we'll remember it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So like I say, you'll see me disappear in about half an hour. I got to go back up on the roof. So.
Sounds good. Thank you,
Yep.
Josh.
Okay.
Start this evening's class in Shavasana. just as we make our way into Shavasana, letting our bodies begin to settle. And our minds begin to calm. Take a deep inhale through your nose. And exhale it all out, let it all go. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Exhale it all out, let it all go. Letting your body melt a little bit more into the mat. And taking this opportunity this evening to check in with yourself and notice how you're feeling. Notice how your body's feeling. Taking a few moments to scan from the top of your head to the soles of your feet. And notice if there's any areas where you might be holding tension. Breathing into those areas. Letting any tension dissolve. Letting your body settle a little bit more. And notice if there's any areas where that might be a little bit sore. Or that might be a little bit tight or a little bit stiff. And breathing into those areas, letting your breath bring relief to anything that might be sore, soften anything that might be tight or a little bit stiff. Letting your body find a little bit more rest. Taking note of any thoughts that might be rising up. Gently acknowledging them. Letting them continue to pass by. Drawing your attention back to your inhales and your exhales. And take a few moments to set an intention for the class this evening. Something you wish to receive from your practice. And on the next inhale, slowly begin to wiggle your fingers. Gently moving your toes. And then on the next inhale, slowly begin to draw those knees into your chest. Giving them a nice squeeze. Gently rocking a little bit of side to side. A little bit of forward and backwards. Circle your knees in one direction. Circle your knees in the opposite direction. Then open your arms up into a T and gently let those knees fall to the right side, coming into a twist. Trying to keep that left shoulder blade pressed into the mat. And adjusting the knees, whether you draw them closer to your body or you soften that knee bend. Breathing into any sensations that you might be feeling. Letting your breath soften those areas. Letting your body find rest in the twist. Take a few more breaths here. With every exhale, allowing your body to settle a little bit more. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. Then on the next inhale, slowly draw those knees up to center. And gently letting the knees fall over to the left side. Trying to keep that right shoulder blade pressed into the mat. Adjusting the knees, whether you draw them closer to your chest or you soften that knee bend. Breathing into any sensations that you're feeling on this side. Finding rest in the twist. Take a few more breaths here. Letting your body settle a little bit more. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. Then on the next inhale, slowly draw those knees back up to center. And opening up to happy baby, grab the outside of those feet, open the knees nice and wide. Gently rocking a little bit of forward and backwards. A little bit of side to side. And drawing those knees back into your chest and letting them sway from the left to the right. Gently letting your knees fall to the left side or to the right side. Coming into it to fetal position. Letting your head cradle into your arm. We'll take a couple breaths here. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale it all out. Take one more breath in. One more breath out. Then on the next inhale, slowly begin to press your way up. And making your way to tabletop position. And from here, we're going to walk our hands forward and come all the way down onto our stomach. We can move into Sphinx pose for our first pose. So drawing those elbows underneath your shoulders. Removing any tension from the legs. And if this is a little bit too intense on your spine, you could always walk those hands out to soften the curve of the spine. Allow your eyes to close. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, breathe into any sensation that you might be feeling on your spine. Letting your breath soften those areas. Finding a little bit more rest in this posture. And take a deep inhale here. And on the exhale, draw your chin into your chest, so stretching out the neck. We'll take a couple more breaths here. Inhale. Exhale, can you draw your chin a little bit closer to your chest? Take one more inhale. One more exhale. Then on the next inhale, slowly begin to lift up that chin. And then on the exhale, draw your right ear to your right shoulder. Take a couple more breaths here. Inhale. Exhale, can you draw your ear a little bit closer to your shoulder? Take one more breath in. One more breath out. Then on the next inhale, draw that chin back to center. And then on the exhale, draw your left ear to your left shoulder. Take another deep inhale. Exhale, can you draw your ear a little bit closer to your shoulder? Take one more breath in. One more breath out. Then on the next inhale, draw that chin back to center, and then slowly lift it back up to neutral. And so your option is to stay here in Sphinx pose, or maybe you move to seal pose by pressing into the palms of the hands and straightening those elbows. Try to keep pushing the shoulders down and away from your ears. Keep breathing into any sensation that you might be feeling. Maybe you feel mobile tonight in your spine and you walk those hands up a little bit higher. Keep drawing the shoulders down and away from your ears. We've got a couple more breaths here. Nice deep inhale. Exhale it all out. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale, drawing the shoulders down and away from your ears. Take 1 more breath in. 1 more breath out. Very nice, and slowly begin to lower down. As you draw your hands together and slowly let that forehead rest on the top of your hands. We'll take a few breaths here. Allowing your spine to settle, your shoulders to soften. Take 1 more inhale. 1 more exhale. Then on the next inhale, plant those hands underneath your shoulders and push up to tabletop. And making your way to child's pose. So sitting back on the heels, rounding your spine, tucking your chin and drawing your elbows close to your knees. Or maybe you draw your hands to your feet. And if your forehead doesn't rest on the mat, maybe you slide a block underneath for some support. We'll take a few more breaths here. Take 1 more breath in. 1 more breath out. Then on the next inhale, slowly make your way back to tabletop position. So we could come into swan or pigeon pose. So curling your toes under, send your knees up and your hips back into your downward facing dog. Take a few moments to pedal out the feet. So bending one knee, straightening the other. Repeat that on the other side. Eventually drawing both heels down to the mat. And on that next inhale, float that right leg high to the sky. Then draw that right knee to your right wrist and your right ankle to your left. Release your toes. Inhale, walk your hands up to set those hips. And exhale, begin to walk your hands out. Coming into reclined pigeon. And maybe your forearms rest on the mat to start, or maybe you walk those hands out. An option to always slide a block underneath that glute for a little bit of support is available. Or a cushion. But letting that right hip settle. Removing any tension from that left leg. Keep breathing into any sensations that you might be feeling. Letting your breath soften those areas. Take a deep breath in here. Exhale, can you walk your fingertips out a little bit further, challenging that edge. Maybe allowing your upper body to draw closer to the mat. Letting that right hip settle a little bit more. Notice maybe if your mind has wandered or drifted, just drawing your attention back to your breath. Breathing into any sensations that you might be feeling. Letting that right hip settle a little bit more. And on the next inhale, slowly begin to walk your hands up. We're not done with the pose. We're just going to take a moment just to take a break. So walk those hands up. Allow your eyes to close. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Then on the next inhale, take another deep inhale. And then on the exhale, begin to walk your hands out. So coming back into reclined pigeon. And maybe you walk your hands out a little bit further. Maybe you challenge your edge a little bit more. Allowing that right hip to settle a little bit more. And notice if that left leg is carried any tension. So maybe circle that left ankle, removing any tension from that left knee. We've got a few more breaths here. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. On the next inhale, slowly begin to walk your hands up. Planting your hands, curling those left toes. Send that right leg back to your three-legged dog. And giving you a little bit of a gentle shake. Lower those right toes down. Come down onto your knees. And we're going to make our way onto our stomach for our rebound. So lowering all the way down. Drawing your hands underneath your forehead and letting that forehead rest. Allow that right hip to settle. Notice how it feels as it begins to release. Take a couple more breaths here. Letting that right hip settle a little bit more. Take a deep inhale. Exhale it all out. Very nice. And plant those hands underneath your shoulders. Push up to the tabletop. Curling those toes. Send your hips back up to your downward facing dog. So press the knees up and then the hips back. And take a few moments here to pedal out the feet. Move your hips side to side. Eventually finding both heels pressed into the mats. On the next inhale, float that left leg high to the sky. Then draw your left knee to your left wrist. Your left ankle to your right. Release the toes. Inhale, walk your hands up to set the hips. And on the exhale, begin to walk your hands out. Coming into reclined pigeon. Letting that left hip begin to settle. And maybe you start on your forearms, or maybe you feel very mobile tonight and you walk all the way out. The option to take a block and slide it underneath your glute is always available, or a cushion. Maybe you slide a block underneath your forehead, removing tension from your neck. Notice if you're carrying any tension in that right leg, in that right ankle. Breathing into any areas that you might be feeling a little bit of sensation. Letting your breath bring softness to those areas. Letting that left hip settle a little bit more. Take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, can you walk your fingertips out a little bit further, challenging that edge. Allowing that left hip to settle a little bit more. And acknowledging any thoughts that might be rising up. Letting them continue to float by. Drawing your attention back to your breath. Back to your inhales and your exhales. On the next inhale, slowly begin to walk those hands up. And taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Taking another deep breath in. And on the exhale, begin to walk your hands out, coming back to reclined pigeon. Maybe you walk your fingertips out a little bit further, challenging that edge. Letting that left hip settle a little bit more. Notice if you're holding any tension in that right ankle or that right knee. Letting it soften. Letting your body find a little bit more rest. Got a few more breaths here. Take one more breath in. One more breath out. Then on the next inhale, slowly begin to walk those hands up. Planting your hands, curling those right toes, send that left leg back to your three-legged dog, giving it a little bit of a gentle shake. Release your left toes down onto the mat, dropping them to those knees and walking those hands out, coming back onto our stomachs for our rebound pose. Drawing your hands together, allowing your forehead to rest on the top of your hands. Allowing that left hip to begin to settle. Allowing your shoulders to soften. Take a few more breaths here. Allowing that left hip to settle a little bit more. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. Then on the next inhale, begin to plant those hands underneath your shoulders and making your way back to tabletop position. So we're going to come into puppy pose or to melted heart. So keeping the hips on top of the knees, we're going to walk our hands out. So maybe your forearms rest on the mat if it's a little bit too intense for the shoulders, and maybe you walk those hands out. Maybe your forehead rests on the mat, or if you want a deeper sensation, trying to draw the chin to the mat. Breathing into the shoulders. We'll take a few more breaths here. Take one more breath in. One more breath out. Very nice. And slowly begin to walk those hands up. And making your way back to tabletop position. So we're going to compound our shoulders today. So plant that right hand on the mat. Inhale, reach that left hand up. And then on the exhale, coming into thread the needle. So releasing that left shoulder down onto the mat and your left ear. So you can keep that hand on the mat, or maybe you reach that hand up and you draw it to that left hip. Keep breathing into that left shoulder. Got a couple more breaths here. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. Then on the next inhale, slowly begin to press into that right hand as you release that left shoulder, giving it a little bit of a gentle shake. Then releasing that left hand down onto the mat. Inhale, float that right hand up. Then on the exhale, thread that right arm underneath the left, releasing that right shoulder onto the mat and your right ear. You can always keep that left hand onto the mat, or maybe you reach that left hand up and draw it to that right hip. Allowing that right shoulder to settle. We've got a couple more breaths here. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. Then on the next inhale, slowly begin to press into that left hand as you release that right shoulder. And then kicking your feet to one side or another, coming into a seated position. Ooh. And then your feet out in front of you. So we're gonna come into a forward fold. We don't do forward folds very often. You can have a block handy or a cushion and you can sit on the block, but I wanted to do it two ways. So the first one is if you have a block or a cushion, slide the block underneath your knees so that you slide it underneath the knees so the knees are bent. But inhale, we'll reach our hands up. Then on the exhale, we'll reach and fold. And so take a few moments. We'll be here for about a minute. So notice how this feels. Are you able to maybe lower that chest a little bit more due to the knees being bent? Take a deep breath in. Exhale, can you allow your upper body to draw closer to your legs? Trying to soften the shoulders. Removing tension from the neck. We'll take a few more breaths here. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. Very nice. And slowly begin to walk those hands up. And then removing the block or the cushion and giving those legs a little bit of a shake. So number two, we're going to come into the same forward fold, but now we're going to sit on our block or sit on a cushion. And you can have the knees slightly bent if that feels comfortable, or you can have them straight. Inhale, reach your hands up. And then exhale, reach and fold. Inhale, draw up your chest. And then exhale, fold a little bit deeper. And as you're allowing your upper body to draw closer to your knees, notice the sensations where you feel it. Does it feel different than the last forward folds? Do you feel a little bit more in your low spine? Do you feel it in your back of your legs? Can you allow your shoulders to soften? Take one more breath in. One more breath out. Very nice. Slowly begin to walk those hands up. Removing your block or your cushion. And then from here, just coming into a nice forward fold. So we'll do one more. So you can have the knees slightly bent, or you can just have them nice and straight. But inhale, reach your hands up. Then exhale, reach and fold. Inhale, draw up your chest a little bit. Exhale, can you fold a little bit deeper? And we'll take a couple more breaths here, allowing your upper body to draw closer to the knees. And notice where you feel it, where the sensations are you're feeling on this side. Is it the back of the legs? Is it the low spine? And if you feel it in the back of the legs or the low spine, always bend those knees a little bit. And notice that that sensation goes away, soften. Take one more breath in. One more breath out. Very nice, and slowly begin to walk your hands up. Very nice. So we're gonna come into one more, we'll come in, this is a new pose, we haven't done this one. So you're gonna come into tree pose, but laying down. So for tree pose laying down, you can always just bring that foot into the crease as we're laying down on our backs. I'm just showing you the foot position, but we're gonna be down on our backs. Or you could always bring that right foot up into that crease of that hip too. So those are the two options for the tree pose as we're laying down on our back. So I just wanted to show you the options that are available. So lay down on our backs. Make sure you have your block handy or your cushion as well. And then from here, come into your tree. So maybe you draw that right foot in and it's just sitting on the instep of that left foot, or it's on that left knee. And this will be a nice stretch here. And if you're feeling it a little bit intense on the hip, you can always take that block and put it under that right knee. If you want a deeper stretch, take that foot up onto that hip. And then allow your palms to face up. And breathe into any sensation that you're feeling. You should be feeling it in that right hip. Soften the shoulders. And we'll take a few more breaths here. Take one more breath in. One more breath out. Then on the next inhale, slowly release that right leg. And maybe you gently give them both a little bit of a shake. And then squaring those hips. And then take that left foot and draw it to the instep of that right leg. And so maybe it rests on the instep, or maybe you draw it up onto that right hip. The option to always put a block or a cushion under the knee if it's a little bit too intense. Allow your palms to face up. Notice how this side feels different than the other. What are the sensations you're feeling in that left hip? Take a few more breaths here. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. Then on the next inhale, slowly begin to release that left leg as you give it a little bit of a shake. And then draw the soles of the feet onto the mats. And we're going to come into supported bridge. So grab your block or your cushion. Drawing the heels as close to your glutes as possible. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. On the next inhale, shift those hips up as you slide that block or cushion underneath your tailbone. Or maybe it draws up a little bit higher on your spine. And allow those hips to settle in. Letting your palms face up. Letting those shoulders soften. Letting your body find rest. Notice maybe if your mind is wandering or drifting, just drawing your attention back to your breath. Letting your body find a little bit more rest in the posture. Letting your shoulders settle. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. On the next inhale, slowly shift those hips up, sliding that block or cushion from underneath your hips. And then take a deep breath in here. And a deep breath out, allowing your spine to settle. Then on the next inhale, draw those knees into your chest and give them a nice squeeze. Gently rocking a little bit of forward and backwards. A little bit of side to side. Circling your knees in one direction. Circle your knees in the opposite direction. Open your arms up into a T and gently letting those knees fall to the right side. Coming back into a twist. Keeping that left shoulder blade pressed into the mat. Adjusting your knees. Maybe your eyes gently look over that left shoulder. Take one more breath in. One more breath out. On the next inhale, slowly draw those knees back up to center. Gently letting your knees fall over to the left side. Keeping that right shoulder blade pressed into the mat. Maybe you look over that right shoulder. Take a few more breaths here. Take one more breath in. One more breath out. Then on the next inhale, slowly draw those knees back up to center. And open up to happy baby. Grab the outside of those feet. Open the knees nice and wide. Gently rocking a little bit of forward and backwards. A little bit of side to side. Take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, open up to Shavasana. Legs as wide as the mat. Palms to face up. Letting your body melt into the mats. Taking this opportunity to let go. Letting your body find rest. Letting your mind find peace. Take a few moments to scan over your body. Notice if there's any areas of tension. Breathing into those areas. Letting your breath dissolve any tension. Letting your body relax a little bit more. Taking note of any thoughts that might be rising up. Gently acknowledging them. Letting them continue to pass by. Drawing your attention back to your breath. Back to your inhales. And your exhales. Letting your body find a little bit more rest. Your mind to find a little bit more peace. On the next inhale, slowly begin to wiggle your fingers. Gently moving your toes. Slowly waking up your body. Drawing your attention back to the room. On the next inhale, slowly reach your arms up and overhead. And grabbing one wrist and gently pulling it to one side of the room, feeling the stretch in that side body. Then release that wrist, grab the other wrist, gently pull it to the opposite side. Gently releasing that wrist, reach your hands to the very back of the room and your feet to the very front. On the next inhale, take a full body stretch, breathe in. Exhale, let it all go. Then on the next inhale, slowly draw that right knee into your chest, giving it a nice big hug, showing it some love. Gently adding a little bit of movement back. Releasing that right leg, draw in that left knee, giving it a nice big hug, showing it some love. Gently adding a little bit of movement back. Draw your right knee back into your chest, giving them both a big squeeze. Gently rocking a little bit of side to side. A little bit of forward and backwards. Circle your knees in one direction. Circle your knees in the opposite direction. Then let your knees sway from the right to the left. Gently letting your knees fall to the right side or to the left side, coming into fetal position. Offering breaths of gratitude. Grateful for your practice this evening. Grateful that you showed up on your mat, taking your time out for yourself. Take a few moments to reflect on the intention you set at the beginning of practice. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out, let it all go. On the next inhale, slowly begin to press your way up to a seated position. Keeping those eyes closed and drawing your hands to heart center when you arrive. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out, let it all go. On the next inhale, draw a gentle smile to your face. Exhale it all out. Take a few moments to thank your body for all the hard work it did today. I thank you and I'm humbled and blessed by your practice. Namaste. Great job today. Woo.
Thank you. Great workout as usual, Mark.
Thanks.
It seemed to go by so fast.
I know. Well, it did. It was like, we didn't do many poses, but we held for a long time, so.
Yeah,
It felt good in my back.
me too.
How's the tree pose feel?
Love the tree pose, the reclined
me
tree
too.
pose. Yeah.
Good.
What's weird is on the one side, my leg, it won't stay. Kind of have a hold, but the other leg stays. So I don't know. That's weird.
Gotta hold it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
And then,
We're not as flexible as we used to be.
Yeah.
This, you can tell the difference of every movement, like,
For the front poses.
yeah, the front pose.
The front stretch.
Oh, yeah, like the
Yes.
full?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Friends?
Yeah, like that. You can tell the difference. And then by the time you do it without the cushion,
You're already stretched.
you already stretch.
Yeah.
It's a lot better.
Yeah. And
Okay.
for me, it's total hamstring.
Yeah.
It's nothing in the spine at all. It's all in the back of the leg.
So bending your knees probably helps then, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
I have to.
But I'm amazed at how there's nothing at all in the lower spine. And so that's kind of cool. So you
Yeah.
just need to work that out. It's total hamstring.
Yeah, so a lot of like the strap would be really good for you to work on
Yeah.
the leg. Yeah.
I guess we lost Josh.
Neat. We keep learning about ourselves.
Yeah.
Barbara.
Oh, why?
Yeah, Josh left halfway through, so that's why it came. It was nice though to see you guys, so I could see you guys a little bit more. Because normally it's just a little screen like this big. So I'm
Oh,
trying to
that's great.
like how poses are sometimes, and I'm like, they might think I'm looking really weird because I'm like, what's going on with them? So this is nice because I could actually see. I was like, oh, they're doing like I could see the forward fold and stuff. So yeah.
Excellent. Good.
How come we're recording?
It's,
Well, because I think Josh like relinquished, like I think he can give control to someone, so I think he gave it to me. So when I stop it
records it for YouTube.
for YouTube,
YouTube.
Yeah, puts it on YouTube every week.
yes.
Oh, so can he tell us? He's recording this right now?
Yeah.
So Davina, when we've missed classes, we just go to YouTube and we do them another night.
Oh, that's what you guys do. Okay.
Yeah.
Man.
And that's why we were talking about that silly dragon.
Oh, that was
Yes.
2 weeks ago, right? The two-
Yeah,
Yeah.
we did 2-week one, and we're like, oh.
Did we do it last week? We didn't do anything last week. How come? Oh, how come? We went there last week?
No.
No, you weren't. That's right.
we missed it.
Wait.
No, we
We
went.
missed the same
No,
time
it's the
as
week
George and
before.
Diane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you missed the dragon one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you missed the dragon one.
I missed the one last week.
Oh,
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
I don't know how.
We'll make that up this week.
Yeah.
But didn't we do it after?
No.
No.
Well, we did dragon 4 weeks ago. I think we did dragon.
Yeah, we
Because
did.
we love it so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, love.
Yeah.
Love.
I gotta stop doing that. Because you know what? I have to admit, I prefer frog to dragon.
Yeah.
Dragon hurts me. Like,
No frog. No
hurts me. I gotta find a way to do that. I
George
just
loves all of them. Frog, dragon.
yeah, that's right. I mean,
He loves all of them.
Yeah,
all those
He
lizard
hates, he
types,
hates Shavasana.
all those amphibians.
don't like them. No,
Yeah.
He
I
loves
know.
the Sphinx. He's like a furry animal.
I like the Sphinx.
I
Terrible.
feel like one day if I ever took Shavasana out of the class, George would be like, I'm out of this class.
Oh my gosh.
Well, Angie, we hardly ever did that at the beginning of the class. We always had the sit-up part. And it was very short at the end, my favorite part, of course. Anyway, I like it, Mark.
Good.
All good. All good.
Uh,
Yeah, so can you guys believe we're entering the month of December?
I know, on Tuesday, it's crazy.
Mark's birthday's coming up.
Oh, is that right, Mark?
When?
Yeah, December
Yeah, the
17th.
Oh, you're a December baby too. Oh, our Stephen is a December baby.
Nice.
Is there somebody in your family, Davina?
Yeah, Aisha.
Oh yeah, okay.
The Stephen is the 9th also? But no, the first.
Stephen's the 25th.
The third one, yes, the 25th.
25th,
Yes.
Mark
Yeah.
the 17th.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stephen was supposed to come on the 18th, but decided he needed to make a real showy appearance. We walked into the hospital on Christmas Eve at around midnight, and he was born at noon on Christmas Day.
Wow.
Well, at least you only have to buy him one gift.
if that were true.
Oh, yeah. Oh, if that were true. Yeah.
He's the firstborn.
Oh, so it's Christmas gift and
Yeah.
birthday gifts.
So that's,
Yeah, he was spoiled. Yeah.
he finally admitted it.
That's awesome.
Hey, so congrats to Aisha, of course, and all this settling that you're going to have to be doing. So she's got an apartment happening. That's all good.
Yeah, actually we kind of won the lottery. It's a bedroom one bedroom that she got. It's a house. It's a staff sergeant that rents out a house, and it's only going to cost her $800.
Awesome.
Everything included, including internet, water, heat,
Oh,
whatever.
good.
20 minutes from work, because the cheapest we could find was between $1,800 and $2,000.
Yeah. Crazy
for one
place,
bedroom
eh?
apartment. Yeah, for a one-bedroom apartment.
When does she start?
16th of December.
Yeah, so they're moving her very soon.
Well,
Yeah.
we're moving. She was gonna move the first week of December, but the thing is, everything's on lockdown, so there's no gyms. There's absolutely nothing that she can do aside from getting her groceries and sitting in the room for 2 weeks.
Yeah, no.
So she kind of delayed her date after her birthday to move. So we were like, yeah, that's fine. You know, we were gonna like move this week and move her stuff, set up her apartment, and then come back. But we were like, no sense in driving down twice, so might as well just move maybe like 3 or 4 days before she starts.
Right.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so like there's no sense in her. Like we don't have any family or friends or anything that she can visit or do anything up there. So there was no sense in moving and just, you know, sitting in her one bedroom for 2 weeks, you know.
Yeah, no.
Stores are basically on lockdown, which means you can only buy essential groceries. You can't go shopping per se to a mall or anything like that. Everything's closed.
Yeah, it's not good there, eh?
No. So anyways, she's
Did Steven tell you?
Davina, Stephen is a man.
Oh, okay.
So I have to go and tell Stephen, hey, Stephen. And so, yeah, I spoke with Stephen the last time and he was very excited about having been asked to be a reference,
Oh,
but he hadn't known whether it was for sure or not. And so, yeah, actually, we're going to see Stephen later tonight, so we'll talk about it, I'm sure.
yeah.
it will be a different story.
Okay.
He'll
He'll tell you the different
he'll-
story.
He'll tell you a different story because it's going on YouTube. So
Yeah.
there's some exciting news, some exciting updates, but he'll tell you.
Mark knows it.
Okay.
No, I don't think Mark knows it either.
Do you? Yes.
No, Mark doesn't know it either. So,
Yeah.
What's going on?
but anyways,
No, it's
Steve,
about Taisha.
some exciting updates on that same story. So
Yeah.
he'll tell you.
Okay. We'll definitely talk with Stephen tonight.
Yeah.
Look at Mark.
We were gonna hold on until our drinking night, but
Okay. Well, you guys don't say anything. We'll keep it a secret from Mark.
okay. Sounds good.
Okay,
I
you
will
guys.
definitely be there tomorrow, Mark. Because
You'll definitely be there.
Yes, because Amin's gonna wake me up.
I'm gonna kick her out.
Okay.
Okay,
Divine.
we'll see you guys later.
Okay.
Bye.
Have a good night.
Have a great night.
Bye.
See you guys.
See
Bye.
ya.
I can't wait to talk to Stephen.